Yeah, I was just in level 1 group earlier, and I didn't know they'd put a patch out to update it so you can see skeletons now.
Alright. Slow on him.
You still wearing your sexy gear?
Not currently. Why? Do you need me to enchant something?
No. I just we tend to go like midway through this shit. Then you're like, oh fuck, I'm still wearing my sexy gear.
If you see 2 cups in my hand, I have the sexy gear on. If you see a shield, I have the right kind of gear.
Looks like you have 2 cups. Oh no, there's the shield. Okay.
1 enchanter, 2 cups. So you want me to loot him for a little while, or whatever?
Well, it occurred to me that I got to go buy your shit anyway, so I should probably loot a little bit of it.
Okay, it's your call.
Because I'm trying to track down. I got an alert for dementia, but I can't go over there and buy it because I'm here and my other dude is out of flat.
Dementia?
Well, who's got it?
It's
Nomomancer.
Yeah, Nomomancer has it.
I'll get it from him.
Okay, cool.
What's dementia?
That's the one that you told me to buy.
Reoccurring amnesia?
No, you put on this. Okay, so what I have on the list currently, where the fuck is my list? Spells for Maeve. Blanket of Forgetfulness, Reoccurring Amnesia, Dementia, Boon of the Clear Mind, and Improved Invisibility.
I'm gonna have to double check on dementia.
Dementia is a damage spell. It's your level 54 damage spell.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it's an NPC drop. That would be why. I was looking under research. I'm like, what?
Yeah, let me know how much it costs you, and I'll kick some plat your way.
Alright. I'm like, that sounds like a mind spell, and that would be researched, but no, it's just a bunch of damage. We should just call it the Joe Biden for a little while.
Well, it probably has like a stun effect on it or something.
I think it actually does. Well, let's find out. No, actually. Oh, yeah, 0.0 stun.
That still counts as a stun. That's a big aggro drop at 0.0, though.
Yeah. And it randomly drops off of Kunark level 50 plus mobs. That's way general. Although the damage is pretty significant. It can get up to 675.
Damn, alright. It is your loot.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Turn me into a werewolf.
Yep.
Alright. We're gonna have a little fun.
Alright.
Yeah, I was tanking Wormsbane as my Goblin Shadow Knight, and it was a lot of fun.
So it has all the same classes as...
Plus more.
Plus more? Good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. There is a little bit of hiccups because it's in pre-alpha, but it is a lot of fun. It feels like a legit EverQuest sequel.
Good. Okay, I probably will play it, but as I said, I don't want to ruin the game with the beta.
No, I get that.
Cool. Got that one at the low end on the price. This is 100 plat for Dementia.
Okay.
Nice.
I will add a note on that.
And you already got Clarity too, right?
Yeah, I got... Yeah, we just need Blanket of Forgetfulness, Reoccurring Amnesia, Boon of the Clear Mind, and Improved Invisibility.
You can use now. Boon of the Clear Mind is in 2 levels. Well, 1 and getting to the 52. So.
Wait, what time is this? Currently selling... is there a guy named Abel selling Blanket of Forgetfulness? it's like ABOLT. Because my robot went and gave me a warning.
Why? Isn't,
I programmed a robot to watch auctions for me.
ABOLT.
Yeah. It was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Oh no, he logged.
make Norath great again. That's awesome.
There's a lot of beauty soul spells today, so good chance to find some.
Let's see. I'm gonna add. Oh man, somebody was selling.
That was something like that Trump said. He was like, "Well, I can actually drive a ball 50 yards. I don't even think you can even get close to that."
He can drive my balls all night long, though.
Right.
Oh, that shit is funny. All right, let's see. I'm gonna add another one of these to my robot. So. We got that. So then we need.
Oh, could you add one more?
Yeah, sure.
Theft of thought.
Oh, really? I've seen that a bunch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That should be easy to find.
It's a drop and it's next level. It's just a mana tap.
Yeah, I've seen that a bunch. Go watch. Type Theft of thought.
I
Okay.
realize there are so many actually like NPC drops once you get past 50.
Yeah, there's a ton. At least yours aren't like shaman level shit. Like trying to buy Topor is like it's fucking expensive. Well, it's not as expensive as it used to be. It used to be like 40K. Now it's like 5K, which to me feels like. Isn't there a guy around the corner?
I'm pretty sure that there should be a guy right here, but I could be wrong.
Oh, yep, there.
There's also a guy around the corner. I'm guessing we're going to get guys spawning on us, but we'll see.
Yeah, fuck it. We should be fine.
Yep. Keep my cute dwarf ass safe. Man, that thing's procs awful.
Yeah, you have my fucking dex at 215. I have kind of a low dex for a barbarian. I was gonna go and pick up a cloak of the maelstrom to offset it, but I gotta do other things. I gotta make your 1K back.
It's not a huge priority, dude. You're fine.
It's so embarrassing, though.
I think the paladin was about here when he quit, so we still have a couple of spawns. Like there's one where you're at.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100% sure.
Oh, yep. Yeah, you're right.
One more.
You're right. So, yeah, it should be.
So we'll wait at the foot for a second. I'll med.
Yeah. All right, Theft of Thought.
There it is.
Okay. Yeah, Frostbringer's sweet. The only other big tanking weapon that I could do that's better than Sarnak Warhammer costs 19K, and I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Because I am, I got a long ways before I'm raid main tanking.
Well, you know what you're doing, and that's like half of it.
Yeah, you just target a guy, get aggro with fucking the Rollfloor and Zek totem. You hold it for the 18 seconds until defensive discipline fades, then you rotate out with another tank.
Well, you're already better than half the tanks that are out there, then.
Well, at the group level, not the raid level. There's dudes like I saw that SOHL guy in fucking Highkeep, and he was rocking some like serious shit. So yeah, I got a ways to go for that.
We the guild got into a bit of an argument about that enchanters can do everything shamans can do, but better. And we were like, what about heals? And they explained a few things and how we can get around that. They're like, well, it can't give out Sow, and I'm like, hands a Sow potion to you. Well, fuck you, Wayne. Like, he's not wrong.
The only thing that shamans can do, I don't think enchanters can do yet. Although the combination of an enchanter and a shaman on this is apparently like amazing, is Western Waste dragons, the ones that walk around in the Western Waste.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's rough for an enchanter to do it solo, but a duo of an enchanter and shaman is apparently like OP fuckballs. You can like duo all those dragons, and those were supposed to be raid target dragons.
I totally get that.
Let's see. We need improved invisibility and reoccurring amnesia. Okay.
Still pissed off with Pharaoh to me. I might actually go hunt their guards.
Wow, what happened?
Well, I was in elemental form because I had a spell I had to pick up.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I invis dropped before I could unclick the element, and they just came for me, rooted.
Yeah.
I can do. They're killing me too fast for gate team to matter. So
yep.
This.
They don't like that. Okay. Watch space. Boon of Clear Mind. All right, robot. I'm counting on you. And let's hit that the thought. Reoccurring amnesia. Okay. Okay. Those are all set to watch.
Love you too.
Yeah, that's wild. Shiny metallic robe, despite being a classic item, is still like
Enchanter epic.
Yeah. Apparently rogue epic too. It's still a solid robe though.
Oh yeah.
And they got defoliation, huh? It's like Agent Orange is a magic spell.
Only without the horrible side effects.
Well, is it a bug or a feature?
I know they thought it was a feature.
Oh yeah, they totally thought that shit was a feature.
Until they had to actually fucking put our own troops in the area.
Well, I always think about, because it turned out that DDT was really toxic too. And I always remember those commercials from back in the day where they talk about how safe it was, and they were spraying kids and all this shit with it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think, like, man, I bet those fucking kids have cancer.
Well, Roundup.
They should do a Where Are They Today?
Yeah. It's
Emma.
like, are they all dead? It is taking a hot minute for this guy to spawn. What the fuck's going on?
I don't know. But the other guy spawned. I don't know. Let's just go back to the front.
Yeah, this is getting weird. Oh man, the combination of dead man floating and the werewolf thing is like fucking weird. He's like swimming through the air.
Well, aren't you technically dog paddling through the air?
Oh, yeah. I guess I am.
Ah, new spawn. I had the timer about down.
Yeah, there's
I like
something fucking weird
the
going on.
stuff that says what it is, like the black bucket that's just called ground clear.
Yeah, I got to be careful where I'm renting at on what I use for defoliants. Because they have a big, like, thing. Because apparently some defoliants and, like, weed killers and shit lower your property values now. So they're like, you can't use any of this shit for, like, there's some shit for ants that I can't use and all this other stuff. They're pretty anal about it. This is somebody's investment home. I tried buying it from him. He said no. So
You're paying his mortgage and his property taxes, so why would he sell it? He's like,
I know.
money.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here, but anytime I try to get a house, somebody fucking shows up with $100,000 over fucking asking price. And
Well, hopefully somebody will do that for mine.
oh yeah, they totally will. Oh wait, you live in not Austin and not Houston.
No, I live in Houston.
Oh, you do live in Houston. Oh yeah, then it totally will.
Actually, Houston specifically, the property values have been dropping dramatically.
That's because of the interest rate on property. That shit's not going to stay like that.
That goes in cycles. Because I got mine really low. I got mine probably 125 below current market value.
Yeah, once it goes back down again, you should be able to sell it for a pretty good amount. It's like if you live in some bumfuck place that property values aren't doing great, or if you live in somewhere where the crime rate's really fucking high. Except for like fucking Detroit, where the crime rate's so fucking high that people are trying to sell the houses for like $1. It's like you have like a 60% crime rate.
Yeah, dude, you can go there by multi-floor freaking building and turn into huge ass loft apartments, and it only cost you like 80 grand. Ridiculous.
I have several houses that are going for $1 right now. You just want to get rid of them.
The problem is in the area, you're going to get fucking robbed immediately.
Well, it all depends on exactly what you do. I mean, if you buy like an entire neighborhood and then go in heavy.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
Reinforced steel frame doors.
Have a whole bunch of ex-Marine buddies that he's like, you want free houses? We can do this.
That's what the Army Rangers did with that one guy's house in the was that the 70s or 80s?
They threatened him, and he just called in all of his special forces buddies, and I think they shot at him too. So like,
well, they had a gunfight, and that was one of the few times where the cops said, "Oh yeah, we heard about that. We're going to look into it immediately," and they never fucking got on that dude's case. Nothing bad happened to the guy.
Oh, of course not.
Nowadays, though, nowadays you fucking do that shit, and like you'll have everybody on your balls.
Yeah, but do you really need to alienate more military personnel, considering how horribly that we treated our military troops, including when we forced them to take vaccines or quit? 35 of the over 8,000 dudes that all like quit because of them forcing that shit on them. Only 35 out of the total came back when they were offered their jobs back.
That could be for a lot of reasons, though.
Yeah, I got super sick the third time I started my treatments for anthrax. Because like I started taking them because of deployment, then they stopped because I was not going to go on it. Then I had to go on it again. And they restarted it. And then I went on deployment, and then I came back, and then I got put on another deployment, so I had to start the series again. I'm like, God damn it.
Damn.
That one is especially bad. That has an adverse effect of something like 90 out of 3,000. And you think about it, that's
actually really high.
That's actually really high.
But oh yeah, during the debates, Biden at one time says he enjoys the full support of Border Patrol. Within 5 minutes of the debate, Border Patrol said we have never supported Joe Biden.
I thought they said they don't actively claim support of any presidential candidate.
Well, that isn't what they said, though.
I thought that's what they said.
I had read the tweet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm sure that they easily could have said that earlier. I'm just specifically talking about the tweet after the run. Or after
Yeah.
their little debate. Which, honestly, they shouldn't, really?
Yeah, you're kind of not supposed to come out and support. Oh, no, that's too much money for that. That's a good item, though.
What's that?
Ruined bolster belt. It's a fucking haste item off a dragon. It's only 11K, but
Well,
no.
you are looking for a belt haste item, aren't you?
I am. I don't have 11K.
That guy's wanting to buy Rune Book.
Oh, he's wanting to. Oh, son of a bitch! Why do people always want to buy the same shit I want? This guy here that's selling the VP key multi-quest, the fucking tooth is the hardest part. If you've got the tooth, you can just patience poop sock all the fucking pieces. So that multi-quest is like, why would I pay a bunch of money for that if I already got the tooth? You could just like 6-man group all those guys. It's annoying. If he was offering it for like 2K or 3K, sure, alright. But if it's like he wants like a bunch of money, now just fucking, if you can do the dragon, do it yourself. That shit back in the day to get ready for fucking Vishan's Peak, you had to straight up kill that motherfucker for his teeth initially, like every fucking week. And he dropped one tooth. Eventually they made it where he could drop up to 6 teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But for a bit there, you had to kill that. There's only 52 weeks in the year. That's 52 opportunities to fucking murder that dude. Like, too fucking long to do that. I don't remember one guild on Brosellis ever seriously doing Vishan's Peak, because it was just so fucking annoying. It is, in MMO history, the first annoying raid fucking keying. It did get eclipsed, though. There are two that are worse. And that's Vexthal and Lucklin, which is considered one of the worst keyings in the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
And the initial flagging for Planes of Power to get in the Elemental Planes.
That's annoying.
Like, I would say the Elemental Planes would be... No, okay, I'd say Vishan's Peak is still probably a little worse, but Elemental Planes is definitely up there. Fucking Vexthal, there's a reason nobody fucking did Vexthal. They never fucking... they never went and softened that bitch up. That was a huge time sink.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, a lot of loot was good even past Planes of Power, because it supplemented a lot of shit. The thing that made it crazy, and Rylan was telling me that the reason why people did Vexthal all the way into like way past Legacy of Yakesha is, and just right before Omens of War, is the clickable items were insane. They were just straight up like, you click a thing, you become a fire elemental. You click a thing, you can like shoot fireballs out of your fucking bracer. Like, you click a thing and you just do crazy shit for like any class. And they had this meme for a while, back in the day of like the early memes, and it was that they had this robe and this shield, and every motherfucker were wearing this robe and this shield because it was best in slot for like every class. It had like ridiculous stats. So you'd see these guilds raiding planes of power, and they'd all be dressed the same.
Exactly the same, right?
Yeah, it was like fucking funny. It was so good. You see like warriors wearing this fucking robe.
Oh, that's silly.
Because they made shit too fucking good. To be fair, if they could be used by somebody other than monks, everybody would be wearing the flayed barbarian skin leggings.
Mm.
Every motherfucker would wear that shit. Those are so good.
You sound like you're getting
I'm getting what?
You're getting a little excited.
Oh, about the leggings?
Yeah.
Well, they'd be sweet, but I can't wear them as a warrior. I have to be a monk.
I was just saying, it sounded like you were exciting yourself.
Well, it's amusing that when a piece of raid loot is so broken that it's still really, really good, like 3 or 4 expansions later. But you never really saw that other than the Old War healing talisman. You never really saw that until you didn't see it in World of Warcraft at all. That was the only item I could think of in World of Warcraft that was still really good, even after it was good all the way until like Legion, because they made it a percentage of bonus health, not a static number. So it just got better exponentially. Because I think it was that it gave you like anytime you healed a guy, it gave them a damage shield that resisted something like 10% of their total health. And that never got terrible. That was great. You fucking critically heal a guy, he has a damage shield based off of 10%, and went toward the end there when you had like millions of hit points. That was a big fucking damage shield.
Yeah.
They eventually nerfed that, but they nerfed it in like I think people were still using it in what was that fucking one that sucked? One with all the pirate shit in it, and you're in Borealis.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think they finally nerfed it in that. This is
I
right.
forget what expansion is called.
Yeah, because I remember the last part of that expansion was fun, but the rest of it was trash.
Mostly.
Because right before Shadowlands.
And Shadowlands, the campaign was pretty compelling for the most part. And then when you were done, the game was done.
Yeah, I only got to past like chapter 1 when you're like doing the first dungeon.
So anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Fight was good. Don't get me wrong, fight was great. They lost their storytelling. That's all I can say.
I've heard it's been pretty bad. Rylan was saying that in Dragonflight the story is pretty out there too. He said it's not as bad as Shadowlands. He said Shadowlands is some of the worst writing that he's seen. But he did say that this one was not great. That was weird that it took us going all the way up, all the way down, and then back up to get the guy at the top to spawn. Made me wonder if somebody had like ran through. Well, I would have seen them. I saw a dead man floating.
It could have been the guy that said you can take over now. He might have just killed one before he left because he had to kill his way out. So.
Okay. These things only have like
6 minutes?
Yeah, it's like something. It's not that long. I was doing Jenna to get Jay's fucking wizard some capture loot.
He wants that.
And yeah, Jenna's on like an hour timer, and she can have a plate. Oh, is he going to be good for this?
He's 60. He's fine.
Oh, is he 60? Oh yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. You sure? If you want to go attack it, that's your call.
No, I suck.
Fine.
Randomly kill one.
Oh, did you kill one?
Well,
He's gonna kill it down and then feign death, and then we get XP.
Ah. Sweet. Oh, is he bouncing?
Yeah, he just came through and he's like, well, these things aggro. Do you guys want XP for them?
Yeah, I do, because I'm at 70% of this level. Next level's 50, which lets me click my cobalt pieces. That's why I have a giant boner for the fucking breastplate, because it's at 45. Yeah, I found out the invisibility one is 50, which is still, like, that's still pretty good. Which kind of pisses me off, because the fucking legs shouldn't be as expensive as they are. It's like 55K for the fucking legs. But it's only 10K for the breastplate, which has the heal on it, and I have nothing that heals me. So that would be a big deal. But it's also cockballs expensive.
Yep. Yes, it is. Well, and it's a lot harder when you're just randomly handing out cash.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no. Like when you told me what happened, I just laughed. It's like I thought it was hilarious. It's like, wow, really? Someone's willing to ruin their reputation for $1,000? Okay. Sweet.
Yeah. I was talking to. I don't know. He must have fucking immediately lost. His name was like Garanek. I've been trying to put him on the friends list so I could, see him log in. I haven't seen him log in for a minute. I was talking to No Bono about it, and he said he's adding him to a list, but he said, honestly, I wouldn't stress about it. I'd give him a day or two to like come clean and return it. But then he said it's only a K. He said if you're that upset, I'll just fucking hand you a K. And I said no, I'm not gonna. I've got plenty.
At all, it's fine.
I've got plenty of handouts from No Bono, so I'm not gonna. He needs to hand shit to other people.
No, I was more entertained. He's either gonna feel guilty about it, or it's probably gonna mess with his gameplay. I'm like, so I don't really care. It's only a K. So
It's
if
not,
you had done 2,000, I wouldn't have been upset.
and it's it's one of those things that's also not petitionable. I was looking it up because I was going to just write a petition about it, and they don't reimburse plat in trades usually. And they said if it's one where you just and they give the example. They say you accidentally traded the wrong person. They said it's up to the players to sort that out.
Mm-hmm.
The staff doesn't get involved. And I was like, shit.
He'll be on eventually.
Yeah.
Nothing worse for your auction
Damn.
house.
That motherfucker hit me for. Yeah, that was 200. That was 200 points of damage.
Oh, was it back to back 100?
I wonder if it was acting like I was sitting or something.
Oh, 80. Yeah. I see
Yeah,
that.
plus the
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's only 1,800.
Only. It still fucking hurt. I need to get more because the Avatar of War quads for like.
For 100. I was like a solid 100, like one number.
Yeah, those Griffins will flurry for a couple hundred, but they're kind of glass cannony a little bit. If the guy's blue to me, I can generally take him if I'm at full health because I'll just fucking wail on him.
What? You can solo something? Warriors are broken.
Yeah, Warriors are broken. Warriors can solo greens now. We got to nerf that. The fight dragged on for hours. Luckily, he was a green con to me, so emerged victorious. Yeah, fucking.
About the same comic. That's great.
Yeah, that comic was great.
Do you have shadows?
Yes, I have Shadows, I have Swift, and I have Boon.
Okay.
I do like the effects on these. I'm using the Yakesha Club in the other hand. And the stun, I've noticed, does help out a little bit with this. Because if he's stunned, he can't be fucking wailing on me.
Hmm.
And with this level of dex, having that many procs is kind of nice. It thinks I'm somewhere weird. Alright. I'm trying this mapping program that Wes was... Oh, wait. What did my robot send me? My robot tells me... Boon of the Clear Mind. Let's see. How much does this dude want? Alright. How much does this motherfucker...
Is their average 30 days 139 plus or minus 18.
Where the fuck is it on here? Oh, I forgot to program this motherfucker to do... Damn it. I'll do that later. I forgot to program in the prices. Because usually he'll tell me the price, and I didn't do it for this one. I just did it real fast. So I got to find on the list. Where the fuck is it? It said Boon of the Clear Mind.
So have you noticed a DPS drop with the higher level slow?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Did one of the spells pop up?
Yeah, Boon of the Clear Mind. It's being sold by So Deals. SO Deals. It should only be about 100 plat. Man, I wish I had this robot and this tunnel thing years ago. And the shit thing was, so I was like, man, I wish I had it. It didn't fucking exist. Like, you can just pop some shit into Chat GPT and be like, hey, I want a Discord bot that does this. And then you just have to sanity check it yourself, a little bit of code, tweak it a little bit, and then there you go. Because Discord bots are written in, I think, Python.
Furry ass is making me seasick.
It's just fucking bobbing in front of you.
Yeah.
Getting that wolf tail. Once you go furry, that's how you go slurry. Geonid. He really doesn't like you. He was like, oh, this fucking bitch is basically Elf Hitler.
Well, it was my pet, actually. He didn't actually hit me. But that's fine. I'm more than happy to have him hit my pet. The regen's pretty good on it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a kick in the ego that Enchanter summon pets are basically better than me. I do bring a whole lot of DPS, but I really can't take a hit like I kind of want to be able to. There really isn't that much difference between an ogre and a barbarian. It's only like 30 strength, 25 stamina, which is a lot, but... And the barbarian has more dex. It's a lot, but it's not that much a lot. Doing an ogre warrior was pretty fun. I think if I had to do something again, I'd probably do like an ogre shadow knight. I troll shadow knight's okay, but
Just being that big is a real problem if you want to do anything underground, though.
It is. It is. It's work. It's manageable though. I did that over all the way to 55, and other than Soul B, which was a huge pain in my cock, because I can only do like 2 camps now. I'm just too huge for it.
Massive, yes.
Everyone's like, "Oh, it'll be fine in Kunark. You'll get a Cobalt bracer. You can just click shrink." And I was like, "Yeah, if I do the camp myself." Even now, it's like fucking, what is it, 45K or some crap? It is a lot, and people know it's a lot because it is a vital item to like 2 races out of all of it. The Barbarian is short enough he can kind of fit into stuff. And that was one of the deciders on this, was like, do I want a faction as much as I did on the Ogre? Not really. And do I want to be able to fit in most crap? Yes. Plus, I was reading a lot of Conan the Barbarian at the time.
Yeah, no. Totally.
I was like, fuck it, I'm going to be a murder hobo. The most prolific murder hobo of our era. Well, of the era of the Hyborian Age.
But they were all bad.
Yeah. Have you killed anybody? Yes, but they were all bad. That was such a good scene in that fucking movie.
It's true. I want to argue that the security team that the bad guys might have just hired probably weren't bad guys. They were just there for the money.
They talk about that, and I think it's like Iron Man 3. Where they were just, where the guy like drops his gun on the ground. It's like, dude, these people are creepy. I just started working here. I'm out of here. And he's like, oh, okay. And he just fucking leaves.
Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, no, that's probably a good call, bro. He's like, yeah, I don't plan on dying for you. You are not paying me enough. Sort of like if anyone comes to rob the gas station. Sweet, you want to know where some of the more valuable things are? I'm cool. We don't need to deal.
Some people aren't there to rob. Some people are there to fucking kill, though. When I went to my doctor's office, they usually only have the one security guy up front, but they had security all over the place. And apparently somebody last week, or like earlier this week, came in with a gun and had pulled it before the security guy was able to like tase him and get it. And so now they just have people fucking all up in all these places. Salem Health just doubled down on it. It's like, who's going to just come into a doctor's office and start blasting people?
Someone that got the bill.
They're not the billing though. That's like fucking. Well, they sort of are, but it's kind of the insurance that fucks you.
No, yeah. Well, it's the combination of the insurance working with the doctors that actually fuck you.
Yeah. It's a shitty Cold War though, because they have to kind of charge high, because then the insurance like fucking goes really weirdly low on shit, and so they have to like meet in the middle to get the prices about where they want to be. But sometimes it goes over. It's a like kind of fucked thing. Mm-hmm. We need health insurance regulation.
We need a competent government system.
I guess I should take it back. We need good health insurance regulation.
Mm-hmm. I'd be down with just competent.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even necessarily have to be good. Just competent.
While I was in the Marines, one of the things that baffled me was just how fucking many incompetent motherfuckers that you'd run into. And so I kept having the saying, because I work on these working parties. Like, the biggest one, there's so many. One ones that stood out to me is I got picked to be the NBC, the Nuclear, Biological, and Chemical Rep for AISD. And it's an NCO billet, but I was a Lance Corporal, and they're like, fuck it, we're just going to send you, because nobody wants to do it. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And so I go, and I'm going through the class, I'm taking notes, doing all this stuff. They're like, okay, we got to do some prac app. You're going to be in full mop gear, and you have to lead these guys through this simulated, like, chemical war zone.
Okay.
And I had a corporal and a sergeant in the class. And so I'm talking to them, and they're starting to try to do the infantry hand signs, and they're all fucked up. And I'm like, no, you got to do like, rally like this. Stop, do forward. And they're like, all right, well, you're in charge. You're a fucking platoon leader. And I was like, what? And they're like, and the guy was like, I haven't gone to boot camp for like 8 years. I don't remember any of this shit. So you're in charge. I was like, bitch, there's fucking what do they call those, MCIs? Where it talks about this shit. And so I'm sitting here like walking these guys through these different things. So you have to use almost exclusively hand signals because they don't have enough of those the mics that fit your M40 gas mask for everybody. So you have to play like you don't have it. And so I'm like, oh, there we go, focus gem. So I'm having to like lead these guys through all this shit. And I did do a solid to the guy because they were like, oh, hey, you guys did well. You did all these things. You hit these objectives, all that stuff. And they congratulated the guy who was the sergeant. And he looked at me, and he's about to say something, and I said, oh, yeah, Sergeant, I forgot what his fucking name. I think it was like Miller or something. He was from supply administration or something like that. I forgot what they call those. And I was like, oh, yeah, he did great. I just let him have it.
Yeah. Well, was it a colonel you were talking to, or a general that you had to let them know that Poland is not part of the...
It was Finland, and that was both. Because it was a big staff meeting, because, oh man, nice. Well, you're definitely going to be making your money back. It was Finland, and it was a whole bunch of people in the staff meeting, because I was the kind of scribe, make sure oh shit, he's right in front of me. He's open my balls.
I was like, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we haven't killed him. And so I told them, because they were talking about how great Finland was as part of a NATO country. I was like, no, Finland is not a member of NATO. It's a defense pact signatory, but it is not a member. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know anything. You just need to, keep the notes. And then somebody was like, oh no, he's right. They're not a member of NATO. Like, what? But we go there all the time. It's like, yeah, they're a defense pact signatory. They are totally cool, but they don't want to deal with the geopolitical ramifications of being a member of NATO because of the offensive posture that it would present to Russia. And I think I said that exact fucking thing, and they just looked at me like I was some kind of fucking huge political nerd.
That's awesome.
They made me take these they were like, here's the MCIs you have to take. And they gave me a bunch of these like geopolitical ones and these technical ones and all these things for like electronics. Like, you're taking all of these. And I was like, okay, cool. So I took a bunch of them. And so I actually read through it instead of just cheating my way through the test. I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. But although the electronic warfare one is ultra boring, I remember I was like, fuck, this one is so dry.
That worked out like in my benefit so much because when I went to college for industrial engineering, I actually like showed proof of completion of all these courses and got a bunch of credits towards my engineering degree.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I got a guy that was like, the director of engineering was like cool for that. And he was like, oh yeah, like, what does this entail? And I was like, oh, go through this and this and this and this. And he's like, oh yeah, but yeah, that counts for this. What about this one? Oh yeah, that counts for this. So he just like gave me a whole bunch of credits towards my degree.
Oh, that is cool. I got a little bit of credit for my stuff, not all of it.
Man, Shiftless Deeds takes forever to cast.
At the time where I went to college, there was still there wasn't a lot of good veteran outreach stuff or veteran services at the college, and it was at the height. It was at the height of the surge in 2000, because I went in like late 2007, 2008. It was like as soon as I got off the plane, when I got back from your place, I got accepted into college for nearly a full ride. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna go do that. But then I got stop lost called into that reserve unit, the 6th Engineering Battalion, at the same time. So I had to work that shit out. That was fucking annoying.
Oh, that was when I was dropping you off at the base?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm glad I did the 8 years, so I didn't have to get fucking pulled back in.
It didn't matter at that point. because I was talking to them and everything, and they were calling in. There's one guy that had been out for like something like 12 years, and they called him because I was sitting there in the hall, and I was waiting with these other guys that got called in, and this guy who was wearing staff sergeant chevrons kept fucking up the rank. He's talking to the master sergeant. He kept calling him a gunny, and he's like, "Staff sergeant, I'm a gunny. I'm a master, and you need to dress him out of rank." And he's like, "Look, I'm sorry, I haven't been in the Marine Corps in a while." And the guy was like, "Well, how long has it been?" He said, 12 years. I'm a firefighter now. And the look on the master sergeant's face was absolute panic. He just looked like, holy fuck, they can do that to you? Like, he just like walked away like what the fuck? Because it was presidential orders. Like, the president fucking writes some shit and calls you up. And my shit was very chill. It was actually not that bad. It was just fucking teaching reservists how to fix computers, how to like do things in emergency out in the field, how to jimmy patch some lines, how to like fill in concrete, how to do like these things. And I ended up fixing all the fucking phones on base, which I was like, yeah, you got to program these like access control buttons. And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, so you can push the button on here and it gets whoever you want. And based on their phone number, like, we've never had that work. Can you do that? And I was like, yeah. Like, it's really easy. You just got you just program it in the phone. They're like, we don't know how to do that.
Oh god.
And
there's such a gap of fucking knowledge.
And so they got it working. And it was funny because I go into people's offices. There'd be some staff sergeant teaching a captain. It's like, okay, here's how the new phones work. So you can push this button. We got these labels. It just goes to him. And he's like, really? You can just push this button? And they're like, yeah, it's just one button. He's like, oh, wow, this is amazing. It's like, this shit's been the thing since the 80s.
Yeah.
This is not new. But the funny thing is doing PT with those guys. When I showed up to PT, because it's a big unit, only like 7 people showed up. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? And they were all surprised I was there, but they didn't say much. And I did terrible. But at the end of it, they were all, they started clapping like, yeah, good job. And I was like, why are you congratulating me? I did fucking terrible. And they're like, dude, we can't even get regular people to show up for PT. You don't have to show up to PT for 30 days. Like, you don't have to be here. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, I did awful.
That's a standard rule for acclimatization. Anytime you go to a new duty station.
Yeah, I've forgotten it at the time, and I kept showing up to PT, and I did not great, but they were generally chill with it. They're like, hey, you showed up, like, whatever.
Well, don't you get an exemption since you're a dwarf?
I'm not a dwarf. I'm 5'9". That's average. American males, the average height right now is 5'8".
Yeah, I know. You're a little above average.
Yeah, you're like what, like 6'5" or something?
6, yeah.
6'6"? Yeah, I remember you're a fucking giant.
No, I missed that. I'm only a half giant. Thankfully, I don't have any of the problems.
Oh yeah, with all the heart problems.
Heart problems, the constant growing, giantism sucks. Apparently, I have a twin or doppelganger, or whatever you want to call. It looks just like me, but he actually has the giantism. Cat actually lived with him way back in the day. He actually owned a couple of strip clubs up in Washington. His nickname was Tiny. So, yeah. Yo. He was the brother of, Ancient Wonders, the owner and the other guy.
Oh, George and fuck, I don't remember who the other guy is.
But his brother was Tiny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so small world. Apparently, every time I went into Ancient Wonders, he freaked out because he thought his brother just walked Earth. So.
Yeah, people your size are not common unless they're a shopping center next to where they're shooting Lord of the Rings. They picked some tall motherfuckers to play those orcs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, I totally would have jumped on that if they gave me the opportunity. You know the messed up thing. You know the actor that was the dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really hold back in his combat.
Oh yeah, I do remember hearing about that. That's John Rhys Davies.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to like, and he'd explain to the actors, the orc actors. He's like, okay, you're gonna come at me, and I'm gonna hit you about here with this sword, and then I mean with my axe, and then this one's gonna do it, and he just did the told them exactly what the choreography would be, and then proceeded to kick the shit out of the poor actors.
Yeah, he used to do. I remember he used to do that shit in Shakespearean sword fighting, but their troupe that they did was like took it really seriously, so he was somewhat familiar with it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna drop out and go play some Remnant 2. But you can take Dementia and Boon of the Clear Mind off the list. I've got both those.
All right, how much do I owe you for Boon of the Clear Mind?
I think he ran off.
Oh, did he?
I paid 150.
150. Okay.
Cool. Thanks, man.
You bet. But I'll get with you later. We can swap them out.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm following him.
All right, so we just need blanket of forgetfulness, reoccurring amnesia, improved invisibility, and theft of thought. Let's see what. All right, so Boon of the Clear Mind is good. We got dementia. Did I not add theft of? Come on, Tunnelbot. What the fuck? Where the fuck are you? Did I not program that in there? Well, I'm looking at my program kind of dementia. Oh, okay, good. It is on there.
What's frenzy reduction, by the way? I actually don't even know what that is.
Oh, mobs will frenzy or flurry, and you can reduce that occurrence.
Frenzy radius, and it pacifies. Weird.
Yeah, because some of them will have a huge frenzy that hits a whole fuckload of people.
Oh, okay, and it makes the area it hits a lot smaller.
Yeah, like
Oh,
those griffins do a like frenzy flurry thing. But then that's a big deal with like dragons. And some giants, like the like frost giant. I think savages and berserkers have a thing like that. But yeah, it's not. It's cooler later. Oh, you missed. Oh, I think you were at work. They did a pickup kale raid that was 46 plus.
I would like to do a kale raid.
And
Actually, I'd like to do a lot of raids. I never got to do almost any of them. So
yeah, I think we only did like fear and maybe hate.
Yep.
We did a kale wall group, but that wasn't a raid.
One was like there was like you entered as a raid into a huge tunnel. I think it was during Plains of Power.
That's a whole fuckload of them.
Yeah.
That could be Bastion of Thunder or Crypt of Decay. It wasn't the Junkyard, right? That's
Junkyard.
Yeah, it was Plane of Innovation, and then they had the Weird Forest was the Plane of Nightmare, and yeah, Bastion of Thunder had hills, but most of the stuff was in these castle tunnels, and then they had Plane of Justice that was all in like a weird, like yeah, it was like strange, mostly like tunnel dungeon, like clock tower looking thing. It was fucking weird. Yeah, was it the one that had like the murder rats?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Plane of Justice, where it had like the rats were fucking OP and would fuck you up.
Yeah, I was on my wizard on that one. Occasionally, I'd get a question. It's like, is someone meteoring? I'm like, meh. If you're gonna cast into a whole bunch of spells, you might as well have the signature one.
And I'm so
wasn't mana efficient, but it was hella fun to watch it drop into the mob.
yeah. Some of the shit in this is just fun to do. I am looking forward to this next level. I can do my fucking gloves, which give strength of the reckless strength on that. Boots are strength of the Kunzar. Shoulders are lesser shielding. And then that's all I got. I have the bracer, the helmet, or the.
Use it probably gives a little bit more reason of wanting to get more clicky things.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get the legs anytime soon. But the chest plate is technically within reason. The helmet sort of is too, but I feel like I'm.
Oh, the mob that drops it?
What is the mob that drops the helmet? I'm really upset that it costs so much. Cobalt helm. What does it fucking drop off of? The Sebelite Juggernaut or the Froglot Reets, the Knight, Shaman, or Wizard in Old Sebelis.
Oh, Old Sebelis. Okay. Damn, I was gonna say, I was like, dude, if that's in Gook, we got this.
No, it's eventually we'll be able to do Sebelis. We'll have to bug Jay to see if he can help track, because you can kill the tracker mobs for the key at like fucking 35. It's just a bitch to track them down. So we can get Sebelis keys. That is not that big of a thing. It is helpful to have invis to undead when you go do it, though. Unless you just kill all the dudes in there. Because the Emperor Ganok is not hostile, but I think his retainers are.
Invis versus undead that we can throw around. It's not a big deal.
What should the Cobalt Bracers go for now? Let's see. It's probably something cringe.
17.
Oh, Jesus fuck.
Was I right, or is it even more expensive?
Oh, it's fucking terrible. It's 75,000.
What?
For a fucking shrink bracer. 75,000.
That's fucking sick.
And it's off the Myconids, Old Sebelis.
So we want to go into Old Sebelis and start raiding there?
I can't do it till I'm like 55. It's too hard to tank.
Okay. Alright. Oh no. 5 more levels.
It's like 10 more levels. 55.
I thought you were almost 50.
No, I'm only 44, man.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like, oh man, you've been doing some grinding. That's awesome.
No.
I'm like,
No, I've been trying, but it just hasn't happened. I've been actually getting more grind shit on my Paladin than I have on my Warrior lately. Well, I mean, I've been doing it with you, but every now and then the guild's like, hey, you want to go do some shit? And the next time they do it, I need to find when you're on, because they were grinding some mobs. It was pretty nice. After doing castle entrance with them and then going to courtyard, I was like, fuck. Like, I must group with some fucking shit tier groups when I'm not with you guys or the guild.
Yeah, I've heard of some of them.
Comes to mind. Yeah, the Beehole guy, and then Duran.
I've seen him around. I've never grouped with him. I've always had a full group when he like randomly would show up. I'm like, oh, B, that's an interesting name. And then you guys started talking about him. I'm like, oh, well, I dodged a bullet on that one.
Yeah. Fuck.
You still have haste or no?
Yeah, I still have haste.
Okay.
Yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. Fucking A. I have not rage quit out of a fucking group in a hot minute. And I did it the right way. I got a rep. I got them all in position. I got everything going. I was like, alrighty, I'm out. Here's my rep. And the dude was funny after I told him what was going on. He's like, I don't know if I want it anymore. He's just like, I've been waiting here for a few hours. And now it's like, oh, I might go like run around on alt. And I was like, nah, you got to take it. He's like, all right. It's like, good luck. And he's like, because he sat there and watched us doing it. And he's like, what's going on with you guys? You guys like sucking? And I'm like, yes, we are. Our healer is like going all the fucking time. And he's taking these long breaks. And it's just not good. It's just bad. And he's like not geared for it. But and the thing is, you can still be cool if you're under geared with that. Because he had like an okay club. I think it was like the Springwood Club, and he had the shield, the Charge Guardian Shield +9 Wisdom, and I think he had one like +2 Wisdom ring or something. So you can kind of do that if you do mana management well. Like your gear wasn't great, but you were managing your mana pretty good. It would be like every like 4 or 5 pulls, maybe 6 pulls, you'd be like, all right, we gotta chill a little bit. We were pulling like heavy shit, and that was fine. But it was like every 2 to 3 pulls he was out, and it was not because I was taking a fuckload of damage. He was like must have been
overhealing you quite a bit.
Yeah. And Wes was telling the guy, he's like, dude, you need to stop healing me. He's like, I'll tell you, when I need heals, but I'm like an Ixar, and I have mend. And he said he had mend like over 100, so he's like, it'll be fine if I take some hits. It's not a big deal. And he kept healing him anyway, and he's like, this guy keeps fucking healing me. And then he's out of mana. But then and even if that was going on, that wouldn't be the end of the world, but he's taking these long, like 5-minute breaks where we're just sitting there chilling and we're trying to clear shit, but we can only clear so much because we'd have to like stop. And so things were always repopping all the time. And even that was forgivable to an extent until as soon as we pulled more than like 4 at once, they all panicked. And except for my guys. We're like, no, we can do this. And I had to like break out a group, heal Wes and Jay, heal the wizard who was like wizard kiting. And so I was basically healing as a paladin while those other guys fucking bounced. And it was like, okay, all right. I fucking lost respect for these people. They're like, oh, you guys didn't die? And I was like, no, we didn't.
Well, as long as people don't panic, for the most part, even like 4 is really doable, especially if 1 or 2 people at least have root. As long as people are like split them up, yeah, you got aggro on something, you root it, like the caster anyway, root it, move away, and if something else pulls off onto you, you do that. And you just sort of keep them down and keep damaging whatever the tank's working on. Like, as long as everyone doesn't like panic and start running around with the chicken with their head cut off, it can be salvageable unless you have something in that group that's just too much for you to manage. It's one of the reasons I've really enjoyed the Bard. I'm like, I'm not a tank, but I can take a few hits, and I can just pull things off casters. And then they're slow, and I can sort of move them around and grab another one and do the same thing, and then they get them under control. So...
Yeah, selling Cloak of the Maelstrom for 1.3, but I do not have 1.3.
I don't know. Since I first met you, I thought you were relatively social.
Yeah, mostly because I've kind of had to be.
I still remember picking you up when you finally came back with Jacob, and I was like, you still had the shaved head, and
Yeah.
you had marine pouring off of you.
Yeah. That was way back in the day. It's weird to think that June of next year will be 20 years.
Yeah, well, time flies.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. Things have been pretty good and pretty chill since then. I sometimes think what would it have been like had I stayed in And then I think about the Afghanistan pullout, and I'm like, yeah, I would have really not liked that.
No. Yeah.
Even if like I was in a unit that had nothing to do with it, it's like that's a huge morale killer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What, abandoning a massive amount of people, troops, and well, collaborators, I guess is the best way to say it, and their families. Oh
well,
yeah, dropping off $100 billion of equipment.
the whole Abbey Gate thing, I think would have bothered me a lot.
Wait, which one was it? Abbygate?
That was the one where they had a suicide bomber come in there from ISIL K, and they knew somebody was coming. They'd gotten tipped off by the Taliban that ISIL K was going to do something. The Taliban didn't do really anything to stop it, but they at least tipped them off. They gave them 24 hours, and they got outside on the side because you see a dude in clean linens, clean robes, everything, and he has a freshly shaved beard. He's like freshly shaved, doesn't have a beard, doesn't have anything, and he's got like a bulky chest going on in a hot environment. Like that's the sign because they're doing it's like a funerary right thing. It's where you get yourself all clean and ready so you can meet Allah in the next life, and so you know that something's gonna go down. And they saw the guy and they had eyes on him. And they had asked for authorization to shoot multiple times. They weren't given it. And the colonel, people keep saying that colonel needs to get fired, but no, from what I understand, he tried to get authorization, and it just wasn't happening. And by the time that they were able to do anything, the guy got in there and fired that vest off and killed like 13 Marines and 88 civilians. That might have been 78 civilians. But it's a significant amount of people. And it was preventable. Because instead of being a DoD op, it was a fucking State Department op. And the last time we did something like that, well, technically the relief of Benghazi was sort of like that, because it was a State Department op, but that's actually somewhat procedural for those kind of things, for embassy relief. That is kind of a State Department thing instead of a DoD. It does work in conjunction with DoD, though. But the last one prior to that was Saigon, at the end of the Vietnam War, and that one was a huge fucking disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was a huge fucking disaster too.
Yep. Did you hear about? I think it was today, actually, the Supreme Court decision.
There's another one.
Yeah, they freed almost all of the January 6th guys.
Oh, I thought they just I thought they got rid of the obstruction charge. Did they actually free a bunch of people? Because obstruction legally is like a very specific thing.
Let's see, the Department of Justice has
I have a feeling they're gonna have to retry some of these people or do something. Like it's kind of like the guy's fucked up, but the way it was kind of handled prosecutorially was a little weird.
They overturned the Department of Justice use of 1512C2 obstruction of the official proceedings, so they just took that off of everybody.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it. So they're probably going to have to do something. I have a feeling that they're going to fuck them and not do resentencing. They're going to do something, but that's going to change some shit. Because obstruction actually is something very specific. It's not just like a blanket thing you can throw on people, which was weird. But some of the other stuff, if someone was really there with zip ties and guns and shit, wanting to zip tie fucking Mike Pence, Nancy Pelosi, and do crazy shit, then that definitely is something fucked. And it sounded like some people were, but it sounded like it was a mix of people doing different things, and they did these blanket charges. And that doesn't surprise me the government would do that. I mean, COINTELPRO was a thing, and they were just fucking over black people all the time. Mm-hmm. What was the name of that guy who was trying to rally together, like, Confederate Confederate people, like Confederate-leaning people. It was in the 60s, I think. The black community and all these other guys for like worker economic rights, and he succeeded, but they assassinated him. It was like in Michigan. It was like Fred Thompson or something like that.
I can't remember.
Fred Hampton. Yeah, where it was like anytime anybody would get some things together for this, they'd just fucking off a dude. Because that's one thing that I've always found that all these different groups should be able to agree on is economic issues. It's like, you know, everybody wants a job, everybody wants to like get okay. Most people want a job. Most people want money. They want a house. They want to like they have things they want. And when things are so fucked up that you can't get it for any reliable things or reasons, like getting together with the rest of the working class and being like, okay, we need to fight for some like economic working man's rights. That should draw a lot of people together, because at a fundamental level, a lot of people kind of want the same shit. They want Maslow's hierarchy of needs: food, water, shelter, you know, protection, security, fucking freedom to do what they want. It's pretty straight up. So
Come on.
oh,
Apparently, a 6-minute cast seems like forever when you're used to doing other ones that are shorter. Slowing this bad boy.
I just want to cut back on my my allergy meds or something. Maybe something happened with the pneumonia thing. Because I was starting to see if I could live without meds that all cause. Because one of the doctors was like, "You're on a lot of meds that have the side effect of drowsiness. How are your energy levels?" And I was like, "What energy levels? I literally wake up fucking tired."
No, all of them cause drowsiness.
Yeah. And so I've
been forcing myself to walk every day, so it's helped. Like, I actually went out earlier today. I was like, still not too hot. Let me go walk around.
I'm waiting for it to get fucking hot as a motherfucker, though.
Well, it will, but I mean, you should, if you're planning on doing a run or a walk, you should probably start when it's a little cooler out.
Yeah.
Give yourself a heart attack.
No, I know. I need to start doing shit in the morning. Maybe I'll start out going to the gym and doing. Cause I was going to the gym for a while. I'll start doing like the treadmill and other things at the gym, do a walking pace, and then start graduating to their pace. I'm still losing weight. I had a weigh in. I'd lost another 10 pounds. And I'm actually at this BMI level where I can look at alternatives to the CPAP machine now. But I may wait a little bit. The one I got now isn't too bad.
It's worth hitting play on that, at least for the first couple of seconds.
Oh, did you send me a thing?
Yeah, in Discord.
Yeah. What do we got?
It kind of pains me to say this today, but I think President Biden needs to step down.
We're talking about the demise of democracy here, which is what Joe Biden should have said in his wrap-up speech at the end. He looked elderly yesterday. He sounded elderly. He is elderly.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm literally losing my voice after yelling at the TV yesterday in celebration of Donald Trump putting a spanking on Joe Biden.
Relative to what we're going to do with
When the view loses faith in you, and you're their man.
I really don't know what he said. I don't think he knows what he said either.
But I could not wait to wake up this morning and look at the view. I have never anticipated watching the view this much ever in my life. I could not wait to see him kick our hands crying over Joe Biden's performance.
There's that part you're talking about. I don't even think he knows what you're talking about.
Yeah.
This video is Brought to you by Ground.News. We'll talk about that in a second.
Some of
Like
Biden's
and subscribe to the
facial
channel. The
expressions,
biggest thing
though,
I want you guys to do,
while
hit the like
Trump
button.
was
Like.
dramatic.
You don't do nothing else. Hit the like button. If you don't watch the full
Well, he was
video,
falling asleep at one point. He got so surprised Trump
Let's
went
get
somewhere that it
excuse my
he
voice.
almost blew up
I was
there.
yelling like a
Like
man
he looked
at a
surprised, like
UFC
just
fight
hit him upside
when
the head.
Donald Trump was putting a smackdown on Joe Biden.
Hey, Jim Collector.
No one in human history has lost that bad in a debate. And it wasn't just his words, because his words suck, his policies are terrible.
I don't know. I heard that the Nixon Kennedy debate was really bad.
I think
that fucking Kennedy stomped Nixon.
Blanked out. The most epic part of the debate was when
he
Donald Trump, America, like Donald Trump was America. He was over there stuttering and bumbling around on his words, and Donald Trump looked at him like, "Bro, you good over there?" And I swear that's what everybody was thinking in America. Then they came to him and he said, "I don't know what he said, and he don't even know what he said."
Relative to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylums.
President Trump.
I really don't know what he said at the end of this. I don't think he knows what he said either.
If he wasn't an old, evil hag, I probably would feel sorry for him, but I don't. Let me tell you about our sponsor, Ground News. Ground.News. One of the things I love about Ground.News is all the features that they have. When you go to a website, you don't want to just go to a website where you get confirmation bias. You want to go to a website where you say, look, I want to look at the totality of what's being said. That's why your boy always got the facts right, and I ain't never wrong, because I look at both sides. But one of the cool things here, when you talk about the Trump takeaway, is you can see what the left is saying, center, and right. Funny thing about the left, and you'll never see this ever in the history, it says Biden, and this is the left's response, and they have a tab called bias comparison, but it says Biden's 81 appears halting and forgetful, raising worries in the Democrat Party. Concerns about Biden's age heightens during the debate. Trump delivers, and this is what they say, which we all know is bullcrap. Trump delivers untruth. They can't find a single thing that he said was not true. But on Ground.News, you can tell who's telling what, who's where. They give the score over here. You can see left-leaning, right-leaning, center. You can go down here, see what outlets are actually reporting on it, and you can see which ones aren't reporting on it. Factuality, ownership, you can see if it's independent. Like most of this is media conglomerates, the big media outlets that are doing this. And you go right here, and you can see, you can just pick left. You want to see left articles, center, right articles. You see all of them, and you can just go right down and look at every article talking about this particular subject matter. And there's about 242 on this subject alone. Go to ground.news/Tatum. Subscribe through my link for 40% off. And that is the Vantage plan, which is the plan that I use for unlimited access. Oh, I could not wait. Whoopi couldn't even show up today because she was so hurt. I guarantee you that's why Whoopi Goldberg didn't come up today, because she literally probably cried herself to sleep last night and probably lost her voice and her mind at the same time.
Yeah,
so I want to see what the views say. Y'all been ready. We watched it, so you don't have to. Roll the clip.
You're saying candy.
Watched this last night.
Two.
Oh, come on. I can't wait.
It was really hard to watch, and it kind of pains me to say this today, but I think President Biden needs to step down and be replaced. If we want to defeat Donald Trump in November, I absolutely think that, and I think Biden's team saw it coming. I think that's why they pushed for an earlier debate. So they'd have time to change course if needed, but they've got to act fast, and I would implore those closest with the president to have the very hard conversations they're going to need to have, and not just for political ramifications, for humanity, for his integrity.
God damn, they're acting like Donald Trump is the end of the world.
Right now.
It's like he was president before and the world didn't end.
And Alyssa has repeatedly brought up that a lot of people are concerned with his age, and over, Democrats have twisted themselves into a
they are worried there might be some possibility of reprisals.
Even if the state level said, look, Joy's 81. Joy Behar at 86.
I don't think there will be.
I gotta say, Joy
could be.
So convinced at this point.
I mean, I don't know what she look like without makeup on. She probably look like a scarecrow. But with the makeup on and all the stuff jazzed up and all that, she looks good at 81.
If you buy into your own rhetoric,
and it's funny that these fools are acting like this is the first time we've recognized that Joe Biden is under the weather. Like, bro, we've been telling y'all this forever. And now all of a sudden, they need to transition. The craziest part of them transitioning away from Joe Biden is that you are verifying that he shouldn't be president. If the man got the most votes out of any president in United States history, he should be able to stand up for re-election. At minimum, if he actually did a good job. Oh my God, these people. If he actually did a good job as the president, then why can he not run for re-election? If he was better than Donald Trump, why can't he run for re-election, ladies and gentlemen? That means that this whole thing was a lie. We know it was a lie. They ain't figured it out.
We have a generally liberal coworker that we sometimes discuss stuff, and we actually agree on
full
a large
display
amount of
last
things.
night. But let me be clear.
He's like, after the debate, he's all like, I don't care about local politics anymore. I don't care about this stuff.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how you got to look at it now, because local politics are arguably more important for the average person.
So I was genuinely in shock last night watching this. Even though
they're more important. They affect you directly compared to federal. Federal does do some shit, but your local politics will fuck you over hard if you don't pay attention to it, because that's all your levies and all that shit, that the extra taxes and everything and the state restrictions. I pay pretty heavy attention to my local politics.
He lied his way. The only reason I want to call it that, because what type of person lacks integrity so much that they peddle a talking point lie? What did Donald Trump lie about? They never say it. They just repeat the talking point that he lied. He lied. What did he lie about? What specifically did he lie about? I can tell you right now, top of my head, Joe Biden lied about the Charlottesville thing. Joe Biden lied about the job creation. Joe Biden lied about, what else did he lie about? He lied about a whole bunch of stuff. At least I can go with those for right now. What does he lie about? Donald Trump inciting a riot. That's one thing. Donald Trump, he has some other things to say. I got to go back and look at it, but he lied about a whole bunch of stuff. Kamala Harris completely lied. That brought lied on TV, and we proved her wrong a lot. She said he didn't definitively say that he'll accept the election if it's true. She totally made that up. Joe Biden did a quid pro quo. I mean, you go down the list. It's ridiculous.
It was so bad that it eclipsed everything that Donald Trump said. And
say that again?
it eclipsed the performance of Donald Trump because the distraction was on Joe Biden's performance. But here's the thing. Biden has been running on Donald Trump as a threat to democracy. He's a threat to our values. I agree with him on that. Donald Trump is a threat to American democracy. We need someone who can beat him. And so I think I've been told for a long time, put country before party and support Joe Biden.
Right.
He needs to put country before his own ambition, and he needs to step aside and pass the baton. Because I'm telling you right now, Trump world is scared when they're hearing rumblings that there could be someone else on the ticket. They know that.
Oh my God.
They will wipe the floor with Donald Trump. Mark my words, if it's Trump versus Biden, Trump is going to
Well, we only have 40 days.
Look, I think
to the convention, but you have 130
right.
Look,
I think what we saw was
Wow.
that is an accurate depiction of what happened. Blame it on a cold, blame it on his stuttering, blame it on over preparation, whatever. But he did lose. Maybe he needs to go. Maybe he needs to be honest with himself and the American people. He can bow out at this time with grace and dignity. He has a record he can be.
Yeah, but who would they run then if he's going to bow out?
He lost his dignity when he lied about the election a long time ago. He lied about January 6th, everything. He lost his integrity. We've been seeing this fool stutter and bumble over his words, fall down, up and down stairs, off bikes, and all kind of stuff.
In the betting
We've been
pool,
like these mother
the Vegas
act like
odds
we just
stuff,
saw this. This
Biden
just came
lost
up out of the blue.
30%.
Like we never heard him talk before, and all of a sudden he's doing this at the debate stage.
But Newsom
These women
20.
are so stupid and pointless. Even the person that says she's a Republican, she is a pointless idiot. Not one time are they saying what Donald Trump lied about. They're making it up stuff.
Proud of. But what I will say this, I think it's really ironic that we're the only party talking about needing to replace our nominee. I think it's really ironic that the party that should be pressuring their candidate to step aside is the Republican Party. Their nominee
Their nominee is a convicted felon. He's facing hundreds of charges for criminal activity and has been proven to be a racist, a business fraud, liable for sexual abuse, an insurrectionist, and as Biden said, he has the
Selling
morals
another
of an
Warrior
alley
Epic
cat.
multi-class.
No, I'm not paying for that. I could just go fucking get it right now.
He should be able to sue them for defamation. And nobody's talking about Biden's daughter in her journal say that she was sexually abused or she was over-sexualized, and she mentioned that she took showers with Joe Biden.
I need to look in this fucking
in her
journal
statement about
thing.
she was over-sexualized.
Because, I don't know, I heard it was all bullshit, but
No,
I guess I got to look into it.
Republicans
The White
need to
House
be
itself
holding
actually
him
said it was
accountable.
legit.
The majority of the party, which has been cowardly and feckless and complicit and enabling in allowing Trump's racism, bullying,
They verified
his
it was real.
demagoguery, misogyny. Why are we, as Democrats, those of us that are Democrats,
That's why they raided
calling
O'Keefe's
for our
entire
nominee to
office.
change?
Because he's dead. He's dead. Donald Trump,
they
clearly,
still have
if
all
the
of his
man was a
phones and a lot
racist,
of the electrical
why'd he go to the
equipment.
Bronx? Why he got so much love from black people? These people are so evil. They're such idiots. They think we stupid. We see he getting more black votes than any Republican in history, but he's a racist. Keep peddling that stuff.
I'll tell you. I'll answer that. And I've always said to you that Republicans and Democrats are cut from a different cloth.
Yes.
Democrats are exquisite. They're precious. They're idealists. Look, I've known Joe Biden, and I love Joe Biden. And I've known Joe Biden for over 20 years. I've never seen Joe Biden like I saw him last night. Sure. It is worrisome. But to me, the binary, until Joe Biden tells me he's giving up, I'm not giving up on Joe Biden. And so, to me...
These are all Democrats. Everybody on the panel is a Democrat. What is she saying?
The binary choice remains the same. He looked elderly yesterday. He sounded elderly. He is elderly. But the choice is no different. It is a very old man versus a very bad man. It is a man who speaks with a weak voice, but tells me the truth in a weak elderly voice, and a man who lies with impunity. He is a machine gun of lies.
A machine gun of lies?
Okay. So
And he does it with a stronger, louder voice? Okay.
Joe Biden lied on that debate stage 100 times. The Charlottesville thing was, why don't they say that? It was debunked. Donald Trump did not say there's good people on both sides. I just don't understand how grown people can look in the mirror and say, Donald Trump lied, but didn't say Biden lied. And they watched him lie on television and literally kill his campaign.
On 90 bad minutes, I'm going to judge Joe Biden on his lifetime career of putting this country first, of putting you first, of putting...
He wrote the Patriot Act in 1993, and he stood in support of Strom Thurmond and George Wallace's support in segregation. Now, in his defense, he later came out and...
Children to go to the jungle.
Well, in his later years, he did say that he regretted doing that. He did say that Strom Thurmond was a friend, and George Wallace is a friend, but he found later he disagreed with it. Because even Kamala Harris called him out with that during the 2020 campaign, and had said that when she was a little girl, she had to watch him on TV be in favor of segregation.
Well, his vice president is a black woman. How can he possibly be racist
We
now?
need to be awake to the stakes of it because the
Well,
time is
people
really
change,
hard.
though. People do change.
You can't be that way for that long and then suddenly have a giant revelation and still be in politics.
I mean, it sort of happened to Lyndon Johnson. But his thing was that he was racist, but he said that he wanted to give black people rights and support them and their stuff because that was an important voting bloc for the party. So it was like a thing of opportunity, but apparently he was really racist to his limo driver.
I was on Pierce Morgan before the debate, and I said Trump will wipe the floor with this guy. He don't know where he's at. He's elderly. All of the above. Where were you at? You lying heifer. You lying hamburger heifer. But she sit on there and she act like she a Republican and she act like this is propaganda. They want you to believe that even Republicans don't like Trump.
And this slow makes these guys really easy.
Soaring. After
Like, I'm just fucking...
soaring. After they lie,
Yeah.
soaring. After the debate,
Fuck, man, I need to get you the rest of your spells.
Hispanic, soaring. They telling you an image of stupidity.
Well, yeah, that up-to-date one. I knew the slow was there, but I'm like,
day after day saying Joe Biden is good. He's healthy, he's strong. I talk to him every day. He's good. Then he shows the world who he is. And I didn't want to say, I'm so shocked. I did not know he was this way. This is an embarrassment. Y'all going to hell for all that lying.
The one I've
Let me
been
just go
using
back,
this whole time,
and I'm
the
done.
50%
My voice is,
one
I ain't going to have a
is
voice
from
before I
like
get to the
the
radio.
20s.
If you see any one of these women when you die, you went to hell.
Hey, focus
I just want to end with that. I see y'all in the next one, ground.news/Tatum. Get you one of these.
Voting for the felon.
Yeah, oh, you didn't just notice that?
It's just fucking funny.
Yeah, I think he sells those.
Yeah, you're right. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, like I generally like that gentleman. He does a pretty good job.
Yeah, I also watch these guys. They're like there's some twins.
The two black brother twins. Guys.
Yeah, because they have some pretty good takes on things. Because one of those things, like, you want to know what the black community thinks. Ooh, 45.
Congrats, Jeff Sapphire. I think that's the I believe pretty.
Yeah, you want to know what the black community thinks? Ask the fucking black community. I watch some stuff from black Democrats and black Republicans, and they usually have interesting takes. Oh, I'm clicking it. It's casting.
Oh, nice.
Oh. Boom, more buffs. Sweet.
So
Let's see. That is lesser shielding.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do Strength of the Kunzar over Reckless Strength, because Reckless Strength has a buff, but then it slows down into a minus. Whereas Strength of the Kunzar is just raw strength. Sweet. And, yep, still can't click the fucking breastplate. Oh, well.
Well, it's at least worth checking.
I mean, when I get 50, it's going to be amazing. Because, being able to gather shadows and run around, and I could just go places I normally just can't fucking go as a warrior unless I kill my way through it. I'm not going to tell them about the podcasts I listen to, though. I listen to some pretty out there podcasts.
That's fine. I like Joe Rogan.
I do listen to Joe Rogan, and I sometimes listen to Tim Pool. Sometimes he's a little bit much for me. I've been listening to... This is your loot. I've been listening to one that's been going over the history of Islam and the different eras and changes, because there have been some pretty good eras of Islam, and there's been some bad eras of Islam. And I feel like it's kind of gone in weird reverse, where we're seeing like an Islamic Middle Ages or Dark Ages of superstition, and they need another like Islamic Renaissance.
That'd be nice.
But then again, a lot of places are, because there are a lot of places get the attention of the ones that are going through. They're kind of like Dark Ages sort of thing, but there are a lot of places that aren't going through that are Islamic. Like the UAE was recognizing Israel for like as a state for trade, even though I don't agree with them religiously. The House of Saud was looking at doing something similar. Egypt is still pissed off, and I think the Jordanians are still pissed off and everything, and I don't blame them. There's a lot of shit going on, but there's definitely something going on there where it's like starting to normalize some legit relations. In fact, we actually had an Arab state, I forget which one though, that shot down a bunch of missiles that were aimed for Israel. Isn't there one right there? Or is that the one we grabbed?
No, the one you grabbed is where you're standing right now.
Yeah, because isn't there one at the funny foot?
Yeah, the foot on the wall. Apparently, the Gaza aid pier is to be dismantled. It was a bad idea to start with.
The what?
So Biden's like, we're gonna give aid to Gaza during all this fighting, but what we'll do is we'll make this long pier that connects to the land, but we'll do all the unloading at the pier from ships and not get too close to the land. Well, the first time they put the pier up, it sank. And
Wait, where was this?
in
This was in Gaza?
Gaza, yeah,
Okay.
on the Mediterranean side, obviously. They're shipping in a whole bunch of relief stuff. Well, wasn't really a good idea. Hey, focus jab.
Sweet. Ah. Fucking camera lag.
Lame.
Oh.
Yeah. Your Times asked Biden to drop out. Wow.
Who are they going to run, though? That's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, you need to step down, you need to step down. Who are they going to run, though? That's like... Who?
Nobody.
Run nobody and just give it to Donald Trump.
No, libertarians could win. It's not like they put a giant eco-commie fascist weird combination dude in there.
Yeah, you got to be careful, libertarians. Like, I like some of the ethos, but then it's like, oh, this guy's basically a national socialist, or anybody who's super parroting Ayn Rand, or however you say her name. It's
even the libertarians didn't want him. I don't know how he got suggested. So
Ayn Rand's a chick.
No. Their pick for the Libertarian Party.
I don't know. I don't know who their pick is.
Yeah, his pick was so bad that the party said vote for Trump.
Maybe he had dirt on some people.
It's a possibility. I mean, it's how Kathleen Kennedy got into position.
I got to give Ted Cruz some credit, because back in that RNC back in like 2015, 2016, he said, vote with your conscience, vote this certain way and everything. Like, he was very anti-Trump because Trump was talking a bunch of shit. Mm-hmm. And even though it wasn't a wise decision at the time, I got to give him some props for sticking to it. Did he say he got you Boon of the Clear Mind, didn't he? See, where'd he get? Yeah, he got it. Okay, cool. I'm watching some of these spells. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I have any money left on my SK. I might. If I see one of them pop up cheap, I might jump over and see if I have a little bit left on him. Because I'm at the point where some of them, like Allure, and some of the other ones, I'm at that point where I so rarely see them that I'm not going to bargain too hard. I just want to fucking check them off the box.
Just get 'em. Yeah.
I'm bargaining. I am bargaining a bit. Like if they're like way over asking, fuck no. But if they are at the regular rate, or maybe just slightly under, instead of being like, oh yeah, I'll do like one extra 100, I'll be like, nah, here, just fucking do it. But there's multiple times with the lure I have been, hey, I'll buy it, and the guy's like, sorry, bro, somebody offered me $2K for it. That's happened to me a couple times. Me and Jay were working on that for a little bit, and they'd be like, as soon as it's listed, blam, gone. And then I finally got some guy late at night, and I was flat out like, okay, here, just fucking take my money. Give me the spell, bitch.
Well, it's sort of an important one. It's charm spell.
Yeah.
So level 51 cap.
Shut up and take my money.
Anywhere between 15 minutes and 19 minutes of control.
That guy's still selling that cloak and nobody's jumped on it. I need to make some money. Fuck.
So,
Damn.
think off the president of Iran.
I think his own government did.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was talking about softening on some of the oppression of the women, and I think they just fucking offed him because the Iranian mini women's revolution was kind of happening, and it was pretty unpopular. That the movement itself was popular. The oppression that was going on with women is apparently kind of even unpopular by the regular people. Because it wasn't that long ago that women could run around and do stuff and had rights and shit during the Shah and before the Shah, and then it was after the Shah got taken out of power and the Ayatollah came in, it went super Wahhabi. And now it's been long enough that a lot of Iranians have apparently said that, it's gone too far. A lot of Iranians are just dudes. They just want to do regular shit. Like, they don't want to deal with some of this bullshit.
No.
And, yeah, it's, really, you cannot sell the Dragon Tooth Choker to merchants, huh? That's weird.
That is a little odd.
Kind of want to get one, but that is low price. That is low price shit. That is like everything else is taken care of. Pick that up. I mean, it's straight up fucking made out of dragon teeth. Oh, it's actually from a quest for the dragons, and they give you one. Kind of surprised that we haven't picked up a Cloak of the Rigor Oracles yet. I've been killing oracles, and I verified it does drop in here.
I've gotten it here twice. Relatively close to each other, so that's one of the reasons why my enchanter doesn't have a cloak on, was I passed off the last one, assuming I was going to get a new one. But, yeah.
I've been killing the motherfuckers, and they haven't dropped any yet. That's pretty much what I do when you're not around, is murder the orcs.
You just got spoiled having an enchanter with you at all times.
No, they hit really hard for the levels that they con.
That's true. Especially when they're at full speed and you're not slowing them down at all.
Yeah. I mean, even these guys hit pretty hard for the level that they con. They sure don't like that Yakesha proc, though.
Yeah.
Lamb. Hematite. That can't be worth very much.
Probably not. Let me see the shape. Oh, yeah, no. No.
I remember I gave my brother my debit card to pick up some booze. My friends are doing like a solo. I guess one of my friends' kids is like getting like engaged or some shit. And they're like, oh yeah, we should do like a distance toast. And I was like, yeah, I don't have any booze over here. It's all locked up somewhere in at Dale's place. Other than one bottle I've hidden in my house for special occasions. Because somebody's been drinking my booze, and it ain't me. And that's pissing me off, because I like to keep expensive booze for special occasions. Because I'm a grown-ass fucking adult, and I haven't been able to do that.
Is your brother drinking it?
I don't know. Maybe. He says no, because I asked him about it, but somebody's not me is drinking it. I don't think it's Megan, because I never really smell booze on her. And when I hang out with her, she doesn't usually order alcohol or anything. She'll occasionally order like a Mai Tai at this one restaurant, but she'll just have that one and that's it. So it's like, what the fuck is happening? So I've been locking it all up, and Dale, he's been pretty good about it. He hasn't fucked with any booze. He did have one night he fucked up. Ooh, a gem collector, but he admitted it, and he ended up replacing some of the bottles because he was like, dude, I made a mistake. I told one of Ruby's friends where some booze was, and I thought he'd have like one fucking drink, and I didn't realize he was an alcoholic. And I was like, oh god. He's like, I will replace. Like he seemed to feel legitimately bad, and he did replace. So he hid it in a different place now and everything.
Wow, you're imbibing a conscience into a lawyer? Is that possible?
It's when it makes him look fucking bad that he isn't like that. When it's like he says he's going to do some shit, and then because he was mad about it because we went to go have a drink about what the fuck were we doing? Oh, I think we had won the tow case. And we went to go have a drink and be like, all right, let's celebrate. He's like, all right, we go and all the bottles are empty. And I was like, what the fuck?
Did the guys that stole a whole bunch of stuff from your garage drink your booze?
No, that was in early 2019, I think.
Okay, so this is recent.
Yeah, this is recent. So it's been some shit. But I sent Rylan out to go pick up some booze and bring back a receipt as kind of a test a little bit. But like something, I told him just get like a bottle of like Johnny Walker Black, something basic. Although it's probably still going to be expensive. I think there's a new booze tax now for hard alcohol.
You know, they tax us when we get our money. They tax us when we buy things. They tax us when we buy like things they don't approve of. Like,
yeah,
fuck. It's getting a little silly.
It's getting. We have hit. We have hit the fucking. We have hit the level. We're getting taxed more for stupid crap than they ever were back in 1775 or 76.
Well, yeah, they only went to war over, it was a 1 or 2% tax, wasn't it?
I thought it was more. I thought it was past 10. And I remember
it was small. It was like 2%.
I remember it was outrageous at the time, though. But now
that's just because they didn't have any representation in the situation. They just like whatever we want.
They weren't allowed to vote on any of it. It was only people back in the UK that could vote on taxing the colonies.
Mm-hmm.
And that is some shit. We do have representation here for the most part, which is why I get really mad when, like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, we need to have taxes to fund all this crap and do all these things. Like, yeah, we have taxes right now. We currently have motherfucking taxes. You want more taxes. And a lot of them are 8%. So it's some shit. I get real fired up about taxes. One of the things me and Megan's dad kind of disagree on is taxes because he's like, oh, well, we need to keep funding the government, keep doing these things. I'm like, we don't need any more new taxes. They need to get more efficient in their spending. Instead, they just want to. Yeah, that's right. It's your loot. They just want to fucking just more money for more bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, it pissed me off.
I mean, hell, we probably could cut the taxes if we just stopped paying the Pentagon.
Well, we need some of the Pentagon funding. Like, the Pentagon's important. The idea that we don't need to have, like, a strong defense.
No. I totally agree, and I totally am okay with backing military spending and such. But you should at least know where to go.
Yeah.
Like 200 or 300 billion that we've sent to Ukraine. You know, a good half of that's just straight grass.
Yeah, probably. Hey, the Marine Corps passed their audit, so they're the only DoD service to do so.
Well, yeah, they're the fucking Marine Corps. They literally count the pennies and the dust that is on the pennies.
They do. They really do. They're fucking stupid about it. But I think some of it is that they're also the least funded service.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy for them to count all of it.
Well, I don't know necessarily it's easy. They just make sure that, like, you got so little that you need to make sure you can eke out what you can. So it's, you keep track of everything.
Yep. Then again, the accounting office always had nice new chairs, nice new computers, special little things all the time after every fucking end of the fiscal year closeout. So there's definitely some bullshit going on. Our office would get all the fucking hand-me-downs, like fucking chairs and shit from the 1970s. I remember I was using some stuff from like the Vietnam era. We had these hangers that was in Kaneohe Bay, and they had all these plates on them that were like well done. I was like, "Oh, what happened here?" You know, and there's like sections of the airfield you couldn't fly them because they had like these big pits in them. And they were all like, "Oh yeah, it was when the Japanese attacked Hawaii, and they attacked because Pearl Harbor isn't very far from Kaneohe Bay, and they attacked Kaneohe, Pearl Harbor, and all this shit." And I was like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, these are the same hangars from 1941, and this is the same airfield." And I was just like, "Holy fuck!" Okay.
Well, why replace something that still works?
It just looks ghetto. It's got these plates that are welded on there, and it's like, oh yeah, this was welded on probably in 1941, and they're just sitting there. And it's like, I was over there like 2004, 2005 looking at this shit like, goddamn, alright. Damn, what the fuck you nuke them with?
Normal.
How much damage was that?
530.
Jesus Christ. Words of...
This tune's agnostic, so.
I think the closest god they have to Jesus Christ is Rod Set Knife, which is a weird sort of anagram for Jesus Christ. He's the healer that lives in the UFO spaceship.
It's a little Scientology.
It does a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The one of these quests we got to do. I'm actually at the level where I could technically do it. You're definitely at the level where you could do it, but we'd want to do it a little bit at once. It's kind of a...
Hello.
Hey, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I've talked to him a bit. He's all right. The Keynote's Badge of Honor quest, something we're going to want to do at some point.
Well, I've been harvesting crystal silk for shell quest, though. Gonna throw that out there. Yes, I should probably let's clarity. Give him a real boost.
Yeah, definitely need to do the shawl quests. I want to... Damn, it keeps fluctuating in price. I want to pick up a bunch of Coldane heads and get my giant faction to the point where I can take some hits on it to do some of them.
Well, don't you get a negative Coldane hit when you turn in a head?
No, not if you start out dubious. Like high dubious, you can turn that shit into... You can turn that shit to Bevelos. Because most people will do dubious to Frost Giants, KOS to Storm Giants. And so they have to work on the Frost Giant faction to get up to the Storm.
Just convince them not to hate.
No, it doesn't work. It specifically says you cannot charm these guys and do the turn-in. You will get no credit.
Well, I'm not talking about, well...
Yeah, you can't...
mean the faction.
Yeah. Yeah, you get... Well, no. Like, if he's charmed and you turn the head, you get nothing.
I'm not talking about charm. I'm talking about there's an actual faction spell.
Yeah, but what are you going to do with them? Like, I'm doing it because I want to kind of fuck around with Giant Faction a bit. But...
Yeah. I'm just saying, if we were told to go for Giants, I mean, we can do Giants.
Yeah.
I know
I'm gonna...
they actually sort of like you, which is weird, but...
No, it's because I worship the one true giant god, Ralisek. Yeah. I thought I'd have the similar fucking problem where...
Is it
yeah, it's cellular.
Okay.
I thought I was going to have that same problem where I'd be okay with Frost Giants, but KOS Storm Giants, no, I'm okay with both. I'm still KOS to Tormax because everybody starts out KOS to Tormax.
Mm-hmm.
But
goblins, we'll be fine.
They're kobolds. I'm gonna end up doing the Coldane quest to Bavelos because it's only a Claws of Vishan hit, and then do, even though it's Coldane heads, it's fucking weird, but whatever. Then I'm going to do, trying to get that up. I'm going to do the supplies quest, supply run quest, and get faction up that way because that also gives you some Tormax faction. And do that for a while. I'm not going to really fuck with this till I'm like 50 something. Still mind wounding.
No, that's fine. Take your time.
And then
the pet hasn't gone down half of a bubble yet, so we're okay.
But once I get the faction up there, I can do some of these quests and take a hit, and it's recoverable. Because I was mostly going to focus on Dwarf. It's going to be kind of rough. I was going to focus on Dwarf and Giant. Because it seems like these guys do enough Plaza Vishan that, I don't know, I'd have to see what the fuck they're doing. Because I keep getting conflicting answers. Or it's like, oh, we do this. Oh, but we also do this. It's like, maybe they have half the guild on one, half the guild on another. I don't know. I know they're kind of post-Thurgadin. Well, no, they still do Avatar of War. That one would be rough to do. Because I would have to, because it's like thousands of faction per Avatar of War kill. Mm-hmm. I would have to be like max ally to survive that.
Well, just don't go on Avatar War. It'll be fine.
It's good shit, though. Like, I have almost no respect for... I know dragons are supposed to be... Don't let me offend your fake religion, by the way. But dragons are fucking supposed to be killed for their drops. That's the traditional AD&D thing, and I don't trust the dragons. I trust the giants more than I trust the dragons. At least the giants are fucking straightforward.
Thought they attacked me. Weird. Alright, I'll fix that.
I'm trying to be nice to Chefton. At the end of the day, it was kind of my fuck up, so trying to make amends. He didn't help the matter, but the buck stopped at me.
Good.
Someone was offering me like an item, and he wanted to, and I was like, nah, I should give it to Chefton. Trying to just mend fences.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
I really thought that he was going for that camp. He wasn't responding to tells. He wasn't doing anything. And it was like he acted like he was someone who got caught camp jumping. But then I found out when they're like, "Well, go through your log and see what's up." And when he had said in say, "No, man, I'm just camping out here," and I fucking missed it. And that would have like totally solved everything because he didn't start talking in tells and do anything until I started calling him out in guild. So I'd tried a couple times, but he did say something.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, fuck, I fucked that up. I got too overprotective of the camp, a little bit too uppity, and I tried to be cool with it, but I fucked it up. So I've been trying to be more understanding of a lot of shit.
So, did you talk to him about it finally, or?
No, I think I'm on ignore. I was trying to give him warrior advice the other day in guild, and he acted like he didn't even see my post.
Well, if you're ignored, he wouldn't see.
Yeah.
Post,
so I think he just has me on ignore. He didn't respond to anything, which sucks. But that's okay. No Bono was saying, dude, just give it time.
Yeah.
Is that the one at the foot?
That's the one where we're standing, not the foot.
Not the foot? Okay.
Yeah.
I am standing to bind wounds. Bind my wounds. I'm at 170, just 5 more points. I got it maxed till 51. 51 will be nice for bind wounds. Then you can go up to 210.
Say that again?
It can go after 51. Well, once you go post 50, so 51, it can go up again. Yeah.
I thought you said 10, and I'm like, that does not compute.
No, because anybody who can get past 200 bind wound means it can heal up to 70%, which is a big deal.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
That'll change things. Shit, yeah.
It's still
3/4 instead of half, which is nice.
It is still a lot of fucking shit, though. This platinum skull ring off of Lasnish runes is actually pretty good. Huh. It's actually not terrible. That's surprising. Yeah, some of the drops out of Mistmore are actually really solid. Poke of Shadows, the Crested Spalder, Sword of the Crested Helm, the Hooded Black Cloak, definitely. This Platinum Skull Ring is pretty good. The instruments are decent. There's a lot of good shit in there. The weapons, sadly, the Sacrificial Dagger's alright, but the weapons are sadly kind of mid. They were okay in Classic, but they're kind of shit now, because Kunark weapons are just so much better.
Right.
And so are Velios. Velios ones are only slightly better than Kunark weapons. But they are better. There's some you can get out of Vishon's Peaks that are still good until you are balls deep in raiding. Like Veldrix and Veldrax, the two swords that have like taunt blows on them. They're technically better than Frostbringer or some of the other ones I could get. Problem is, nobody does fucking Vishon's Peak. That bitch is fucking annoying. Nobody does that shit.
What's up, Vader? What do you want? What do you want?
And you have Mana Sync, right?
Mana Sync?
Wait, is that a fucking enchanter spell?
Mana Sieve?
No, yeah. Mana Sync. Oh, no, that's a wizard spell. It just sounds like a fucking enchanter spell, though. Yeah, and you have Mana Sieve, don't you?
I researched that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Got lucky.
I remember that was on the list, but then we took it off. I couldn't remember if I got that for you or not.
I failed at doing it once, but succeeded on the second time.
I just gotta remember that I got a bunch of research on my paladin.
What do paladins use for research?
They don't. I have much for you.
Ah.
Because you were saying you need 300 and 400 pages of that one, and they drop in Mistborn. I picked up some of them.
I didn't realize that they specifically dropped in areas. I just thought it was random from that
Well,
level of mob.
It kind of is, but there are some of the mobs are in their 40s and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's a fair bit. Dan Rather. That's a funny name for a character. Is Dan Rather still alive?
Possibly.
Hey Siri, is Dan Rather still alive? Oh, he's still alive. He's 92. Holy shit. Thank you, Siri. Oh, what the fuck was I gonna look up? Oh.
It's almost 8 o'clock. I probably should start looking for dinner and
Okay.
doing things before I have to go to work.
Okay. Well,
thank you for hooking me up with the spells, and I was able to mem 2 out of 4 already, so that was really cool.
Now I'm gonna keep looking.
All right, cool. Thanks, man.
I just got to keep moving Platt over there.
But are you gonna want to stick here, or do you want to go back to town and we sell for you?
Yeah, we'll go back to town.
Okay, cool.
You gonna be on it all this weekend?
Oh yeah, guaranteed. Let's see. I'm inside tonight, so physically it's not that much of a hard spot. It's when I'm outside that I end up doing all the coolers and all the heavy lifting and stuff that I'm generally want to just pass out when I get home.
No, I get that. Yeah, at the end of the day, this is just a game, so if you got to pass out and do shit, you got to.
Yeah, I was like, when I got home today, dude, I was so fucking out of it. I was like, my wife had food ready for me when I walked in, and I'm like, I need to sleep.
Yeah, I've done that to Megan too. She's like, "Oh, I have this dinner," and I'm like, passed out. I had one where I was eating at the dinner table, and I fell asleep in the chair. And then she woke me up and was like, "All right, come on, let's go to bed. You're too tired to eat."
She usually kicks me off the computer once I've been unconscious long enough.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Taking care of you. You don't want to sleep fucking weird and get your neck all fucked up and have to take a bunch of muscle relaxers and shit like I was doing there for a little bit.
That sucks.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what fucking happened, but it was rough.
Yeah, well, I did that to my shoulder. I don't know what I did, but I fucked it up. And I still don't have full movement, but it doesn't hurt anymore.
Do they have you doing physical therapy for it?
I'm basically doing it. Kat actually has all the instructions that she's supposed to do, because of her shoulder, she got frozen shoulder.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I had frozen shoulder there for a bit. I had to do a bunch of physical therapy. Mine healed up kind of quickly, though. It was bad for a bit. I was like I should call Kat. What the fuck's going on with my shoulder? It's I can't fucking move it at all. What the fuck? And they're like, "Oh yeah, you got frozen shoulder." I'm like,
Yeah.
was not fun.
Yeah. And I'm just slowly working like being able to raise the arm, all the way up, and like it was a while that I couldn't even pull my wallet out of my back pocket because it just hurt so bad. So,
Damn, really?
Yeah. And it's my right one too, which is all the heavy duty stuff I end up doing is usually. It hasn't gotten in the way of me picking up anything or carrying stuff. So it like doesn't get in the way for like work and stuff, but still hella annoying. Crap, make room for yours.
I am chilling over here by Praps Gem Shard.
I'm just selling at the lady I buy bandages at.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
You're breaking tradition, brah.
A little bit. But I just happened to be standing next to her when I loaded the spells in, and I'm like, well, I know you're on the exact same faction because when I raise the one dude's faction here, the one we normally use,
Yeah.
her faction's still adjusted when I go up there, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Don't need to cast it again. Yeah, it basically when you use at least the enchanter one, when you hit a dude, his entire faction gets the upgrade, not just him. So.
Do you want me to go up to wherever you're at?
Oh no, I'll come down here in a second. I'm just dropping off my money so I know how much to give you. All right, got rid of everything. Coming down. You sure? Yep, still amiable. All right, what do you need sold?
Like everything?
Yeah, dump it. I'm zeroed out, so should be relatively easy.
I mean, I can fucking murder these fucking orcs and all this shit all day long, but they don't seem to give a shit about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was sort of weird. I'm like, even if it's just a low faction, I would think just a little bit. Like, the orcs pushed you down to here. Like, we're helping. A little bit of love?
Yeah, but no, they're a bunch of haters.
Apparently. Any more?
No, I think that's everything.
All right. Chip sapphires are about 100 plat a pop. Chip rubies are 124. Chip star quartz are 10.
Yeah. Oh, he wants to buy improved invisibility. Damn it, Bobby. Of course, somebody wants to buy Jeldoran. Who doesn't want to buy a Jeldoran? Selling Deathfit spelled 6 plat a pop? Oh boy.
Well, I know Nabo was gathering the belts earlier because he's going to be starting an enchanter or something.
Everybody's starting Enchanter.
Well, they just know how awesome it is. I'm not gonna change. Oh, let me make sure I sold. Yeah, that's everything. All right. Gonna give you all the gold and silver to do with it as you wish.
Okay.
There you go. So
Sweet.
you made about 670-ish.
Yep.
Not too bad.
Yeah, it's definitely not too bad.
And how far are you away from leveling? You just
Well-
hit 45?
I'm about 8% into it.
Okay. I'm about a quarter away through the middle bubble.
All right.
Yeah. And then the 51 is when that get collaboration. Theft of thought. Oh. Wake of Tranquility is the rage frenzy thing, and I'm not really worried about that. So just 3 spells this time, but the next one's the Boon of the Clear Mind, and it is a bigger mana boost than regular Clarity.
Yeah, we already got that. We got that on Jay.
Yep. The regular Clarity is 4 to 7 per tick. This one starts at 7 and goes up to 9.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can, if I get over there, I'll get him some money and then pull it off of him.
But Clarity 2, which is at 54, is 11 a tick.
Well, realistically, you're not that far from it.
Nope. Well,
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
I have to keep remembering.
Getting into the exponential thing.
Yeah, the hell levels.
All right. I'm camping.
All right, man.
Tomorrow, man. Or tonight or whatever.
Okay.
All right. See ya.
See ya.